Hello, this is Karu with a blog because I like the idea of blogs. Probably because I'm a big Star Trek fan, and they always had the captain's log, or I guess clog, which is actually a shoe, or when your sink gets backed up. That's probably not the best way to start a blog, I guess. I love playing Minecraft. It's kind of relaxing, like, playing with Legos. I've built some stuff already. Anyone who's played Tekkit can already tell. That's what I'm using. Thanks to the Red Matter Guitar and Morning Star. I guess I will just show off the town. This was actually the first structure I built, and it looked slightly different when I built it. And just modded it a little bit and turned it into a newbie hut. Basic stuff in there. Furnace, crafting table, chests, that sort of stuff. And this is glitchy. And this, of course, is where I harvested resources for the first time, at least on this server. This I added later, just for future players to use. It is a server mostly for friends, family, stuff like that. Just started it, but this game is pretty cool. I love all the machinery Tekkit adds. It's definitely one of my favorite mods for just about any game. So this is like the main town square. Like, you can save a little wheat farm, mostly for show. Especially with all the conversion, like the energy condensers, you don't really have to craft stuff. And where is purple stuff falling? I wonder if that means there's an Enderman in the area. Who knows? Chicken on the loose! Oh, I get a little lag here. My computer doesn't run at the best. Pigs! These guys are adorable. This is the Sphax BD Craft texture pack. I know it's really popular, like on the Yogscast. I just like the way it looks. Slightly cartoony, but everything looks really clean and crisp. These lanterns, actually, or that I set up, are lamps. Actually repel monsters. Oops, and I just destroyed that. Thanks to interdiction torches, which are sorry, which are amazing. Let me just fix that. Hop, hop. There we go. And as one of my other friends pointed out, it kind of looks like mini TARDISes, which, being a Doctor Who fan, I don't mind. Was not my intent in making them, though, but that works out. I got a lot of stuff set up already, like Black Gate, of course, is Nether Gate. Made this cool little path. Heading over there, Cave of Derp, yes. I've called it that for one reason. It's basically just a giant pit, but with all the vines. I don't know if anyone's tried to navigate around vines when you don't want to intentionally use them as ladders. It makes everything more difficult. Because you wind up crawling on walls you don't intend to, and falling down pits, in this case, that you don't want to. So, it's a little dangerous. A little, derpy, too, I guess you could say. And I will move over to the coolest thing that every person should have, even in real life, is a tree fort. How can you not want a tree fort? I mean, it's a tree and it's a fort. I mean, that's like two awesome things right there, all in one. Great view. Look at that. That's a magic Emporium over there. And you can see most of the rest of the town from here. And, I think if I ever build a dream house, it'll probably be a tree fort. Or a spaceship. And luckily, well, you can't see from here, I have both in this game. And let us head to the Black Gate. I am not going to go into the Nether right now, because, well, I don't really need anything from there right now. Usually go for blaze rods primarily, but I already got a few of those. I might take an adventure just to look around though. I found a few interesting fortresses. Black Gate, everything gets wobbly. Let's not teleport though. And there's just another mining pit. Found a dungeon down there with some cocoa beans. The first dungeon I find has cocoa beans, that's always a plus. Gotta be able to make some chocolate. Can't live in a world that doesn't have chocolate. That's basically how it goes. Oh, spider. And he should be fine. Usually not too aggressive during the daytime. They can be sometimes. Another chicken. Or is it the same one following me and laying an egg there for some reason? Because I guess that's what chickens do. Okay, arena, which is pretty cool. I just set that up. And food shop. Let's go look at the food shop. Toterhund's food shop. Swap your coal for food. Toterhund is actually my necromancer's pet in EverQuest 2. And if you look at any of the other videos, you can see I kind of made him a character.
Oh, where he talks like this, sir. All the time, sir. Would you like to buy some chickens, sir? Just one coal, just place it in the chest.
Sort of like that. I usually do a couple takes. But using the Tekkit and was it Buildcraft, Industrial Craft? I don't know. Coal shoots down, gets sucked up, goes all the way up to the top. There's an energy condenser there, converts the coal into 2 chickens, and slowly brings it down. I figured I could put another gold pipe and make it shoot down, but you gotta have those moments where you're waiting those last few seconds for either the microwave to finish or the stove to, the pot to boil over. You're waiting until like, come on, food, finish, finish, finish. Then you're tempted to just, start eating it before it is. This is a neat thing. If you have any damaged equipment, which with red matter stuff you don't have to worry about, just click, and as long as you're in the shop, it repairs all your stuff. It's a little neat addition, good for starting players, because those sometimes materials are hard to come by. Ooh, transporter. I will come back to this. Arena. Oh, and sheep. Bah. Sheep are fun. If you ever need wool, go to a sheep. That's pretty obvious. Just kind of smack them around and they drop wool, just like you would in real life, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. The arena. This is actually interdiction torches underneath there. Help keep the monsters in the arena. Last thing I need to do is swarm the village with monsters. It does work. It's easy mode during day, just because like the spiders don't really attack. At night, of course, everything goes after you. Plus, usually there's, because there's hardly any torches around here, there's skeletons that spawn all around and they kind of fire at you from the outside. That's always fun. But let's give this a try. I'll put them both on. It's like every 5 seconds something should spawn. Hey, look at that zombie! Spider! Yeah, see, spiders don't do much during the day. And I'm getting a little lag. It's a great way to farm for XP. You can enchant stuff. Even with the red matter stuff, it's always nice to have enchanted bow. Especially if you decide to tackle that ender dragon, because blasting one of those crystals up front, with your melee weapon, will probably still kill you. And that should be good. But I'm proud of that. That's, one of the more interesting things I've built with Tekkit, I guess. Everything I built with normal harvested resources, I mean, obviously, stuff like energy condensers is a little bit like cheating, I guess, just because, you can basically get free materials, especially with antimatter relay and energy collector. But, oh, yep, there it is. There's my spaceship. Did I mention I like Star Trek? Yeah, it looks a little bit like a Klingon bird of prey, and that's the intent. I plan on making it so the wings can move up and down. Right now it's made out of obsidian, because at the time that was the only blast-proof material I had. But I'll probably change it over to something else. Just because I'm not sure obsidian can move using the frame blocks, which lets you move blocks around. But I might as well go take a quick look up there. Boom, look at that. Secret remote. Okay, and of course, cannot use a teleporter. I go, Scotty, beam me up. Wrong button. There we go. It's kind of rough up here. We can go outside real quick and take a quick look. See, it's all obsidian. Basically just have a rough shape with a little bit of detail. And then a solar panel. And my god, this thing was annoying to make. It's the top tier solar panel. Meaning it's the high voltage solar array, which was a massive amount of production time, because you need, like, I don't even know, thousands of pieces of sticky resin to make rubber, and same thing with iron to make refined iron, and copper for wiring. Had an automated facility set up down on the ground just to produce it all, and using a blaze rods, there's a way to macerate them so it produces more energy than it consumes to recreate the blaze rod, so you can wind up with free energy that way. Actually started with bones and bone meal. Anyone familiar with Tekkit might be familiar with that process. And then when I eventually had enough equipment to go into the nether, I went and grabbed the blaze rod, which was a bit of a pain, because without having the flying ring from like the dark matter and stuff, it was a long and arduous process, and I probably died more than a few times. And I've got a few things set up here, you know, extra storage. Lots of leftover rubber from producing all those wires. And all that stuff. It's a good mix of items. And yeah, I'm eventually going to upgrade my red matter armor. I'm just waiting in on that for a little bit. And yeah, I was going to build something with a force field, but I scrapped that. Lots of Tekkit stuff in here. Energy crystals, wires and cables, pipes, lamps, wiring, alchemical chests, lots of stuff. And it's almost, well, it is overwhelming. Yeah, as you can tell, I've been to the nether. And it's, Tekkit can be overwhelming, a lot, because there's so much stuff to do. Something as simple as, like making a wire, you have to find a rubber tree, but to use the rubber tree you need the rubber tap. Then it helps to have an extractor, but you at least need a furnace. Then you need the copper, which you make into wiring, and that's just to get the wire to make an electronic circuit, in which case you also need refined iron. And refined iron, you need to smelt iron ore into iron, then iron into iron, and then into refined iron, and then, yeah, it's lots of stuff, and that's just to get a circuit to build like one of these machines, which require more stuff. And you need all these machines to build the more advanced items, especially the electrolyzer, which basically turns water into electric water, I guess. Yeah, it has limited use, but it's for the more advanced machinery. And I can teleport down. Should have enough power. Yep. And that's most of the town. I do have a magic emporium that I set up recently too, around the same time I set up the arena. And that should be right over here. You know, I think one thing I will change eventually is the way I do the signs. Although I don't know how I should change them. Oh, and that would be a phone call. Let me go get that. So, yeah. There's my sister. Apparently you do not want to get Windows 8, which, me as a kind of a tech head, I was kind of avoiding it anyway. Not that it's bad, but necessarily just it's not suited to my needs, let's just say, and apparently not hers as well, as she had to call me to figure out how to shut down Windows 8, which my only guess was Alt F4, which luckily worked. And that's just one of numerous problems she had, like trying to find the address bar in her browser, and so for an average user, which I would consider her, I mean, she's probably slightly above average, she's pretty smart, she does not like it and has trouble navigating it. Admittedly, she does not have a touchscreen, which Windows has said that's what it's optimal for, but you still need to get your crap together, Microsoft, I think. But here is my magic emporium, and like some stuff, like Will the Golem, in the shop I built normally. This one I had to spawn with the the mod power. Just it's nice to have little guys and stuff hanging around here. Just adds to the character of the building, I think. I still want to add a few more details to the outside of it. It's not rough, but still unfinished, I would say. And I messed around with some brewing, made some potions. Didn't really need them, so just threw them in there. Then have the actual brewing supplies here, along with way to resupply water. You just take a bucket, and as long as you keep filling up from the center, it'll just automatically regenerate. And threw in a few potions, or potion bottles rather, so people can make potions right off the bat. Buckets, crafting table, project table actually, just for the heck of it. And of course some supplies. Now these are fun, these are just paintings, but trying to get the right thing to show up can sometimes take a long time. So you click, put it on, click, take it off, click, put it on, click, take it off. And the problem is, you get so used to doing that even when you get the right thing, like I had the blue banner like 3 or 4 times, and I clicked it off just out of habit from the previous 20 clicks. And eventually I slowed down enough where I stopped on the right one. It's kind of how a lot of mistakes happen everywhere, I think. People get so used to doing something that when it comes time to not do it, they still do it and screw things up. And chanting table right there. And that's the Magic Emporium. I actually named it Emporium because of Bard's Tale that I played on the Apple IIc. There was Emporium where you go to, I think that's where you went to buy new magic levels for your spellcasters. I think that's what that was. It's been such a long time since I played that. But it was pretty interesting. I do have 2 other people that are play on here. Only one that I know has stuff set up. That's a nice shot of the town right there. Have to get a good screenshot. Yeah, the waypoints are immensely useful. They need that in vanilla Minecraft, I think, because it is way too easy to get lost. But I have a friend who started playing. Oh yeah, I found a Tesseract village that spawned over there. He builds some crazy stuff sometimes. We used to play on a server I tried to maintain on a computer, which just was not working. This is a dedicated server that we're playing on now, which is much more stable than trying to play on the same computer that I'm serving off of. I have no idea what he's going to do with this. I started to build this is new. I'm guessing he's building another wall. He seems to like walls. And here's his hut, infested with spiders and zombies. And he had a wall here. I helped and redid it. And oh, hey, managed to get past the interdiction torches. Wah! Die, spider! Oh, iron. This is pretty neat. This uses the frame slider thingies. I had to set up like a bit of a redstone thing. It's underneath here. Basically, it's a latch that perpetually gets attacked by spiders. It's perpetually shutting right now, and then when you hit the switch, it flips the latch and makes it perpetually open. So there we go. We hit the switch, opens, a little glitchy, just because of the way. There we go. It wasn't too bad. And it's perpetually open. It just can't go up anymore. There's a timer that keeps repeating though, and then it works from either side. The great thing about the latch setup is you can use the same button for up and down. No need to make separate controls, which is normally what you would have to do. And it's shut. I have the Rending-Gale ring, which you probably see just turned red on my hotbar. This thing is immensely useful. I think the great thing about Tekkit is you start off like regular Minecraft. So, you're building your... Well, actually, let's go visit the village. You're punching trees, as you would do in nature, I guess. Making crafting tables, making pickaxes and axes and shovels. You know, you start out that way, then you start getting some of the better stuff, or more unique stuff to Tekkit, like copper and tin, building machinery to make the process easier. Eventually you get to a point where you're basically in creative mode, but you had to earn your way there. And so even though it's kind of cheating in a sense, once you get to that point where you're essentially invincible, can kill anything in almost one hit. Well, most things in one hit, some stuff maybe two. But you get incredibly powerful, but you have to earn your way there. And, oh, let's save the villagers from the zombies here. This is a regular Minecraft thing, these generated villages. It's, I think, one of the better, along with the dungeons, it definitely made the world feel like a game, as opposed to just like a giant vat of Legos out to kill you, obviously, with all of these. Cows, that's something I'm eventually... Oh, creeper. 2 creepers. And creeper! Creepers are the worst enemy in any game ever. See, even when you're not in any danger of dying to their explosion, you always panic that they might destroy something that you built. As many people have pointed out, it's like the bully kid on the beach that walks over and kicks down your sand castle. And they'll keep doing it. Even when your sandcastle's down, they'll walk over and kick the lifeless hump that used to be, you know, Camelot or whatever castle you imagined it to be. And there's a cow. A house cow, apparently. Okay, you're not a house cow. Don't get pissy with me. Enderman. Those things are a little creepy. Pretty cool. Oh. Especially when they teleport into your face like that. I think the key is don't stare at them. I think they only do that when they look at you. Normally, they're fairly passive. They just kind of steal blocks and place them elsewhere. I actually had one. I dug out a basement that I was going to use for machinery, but I just left it. And, you know, I'd come back to it in a day or two. And when I eventually came back, there was an Enderman who filled up most of it. In a completely random well, it wasn't a pattern at all, but he was just stealing blocks from one place, filling up my basement, and like I had to re-dig out the entire thing. It's that kind of game, folks. Trying to build stuff, and it's out to undo it. But yeah, that's why those interdiction torches are immensely useful. Lets you keep your buildings around for a little while longer. And there was a volcano somewhere, but we'll leave that for now. Is that floating block, or nope, just didn't load. Jungle forest. These things are always cool. They're great for making like little secret hideaway bases, just because there's leaves everywhere and vines you can climb up and down, and well, as you saw, they're excellent for tree forts. And again, who doesn't want a tree fort? And, well, that's my town. Well, I plan on building I think I'll build a sort of forge next, where it has maybe a couple of the machines, like a macerator, extractor, stuff like that. I mean, I have all of that up on my spaceship, which is not loaded currently. But, that way it's easily accessible to other people. Not to make the game too easy, but some of that stuff is ridiculously complicated to get to. Yeah, I guess that's it. My next video will probably be more blog-like, I guess, where I just actually randomly talk about something. But I think with just about anyone, whenever you make something, even if it's really silly, like just a little village inside of a video game, you feel like showing it off. It's like your first finger painting as a kid. It's like, Ma, look at this. Dad, look at this. You want them to put it on the refrigerator, which, of course, they always do, no matter how silly it looks. Or awesome. Yeah, I guess it depends on the artistic talent someone had, which I think with my drawings and paintings was probably on the low side. Admittedly, I never really practiced much at it, except extremely sporadically and never with any sort of direct intent. But, yep, have a good day, everyone. All of, like, maybe 2 people who will watch the video. It's, yeah, blog thingy where I play, like, games and, like, ramble on like an idiot, for the most part, and talk to my little snow golem here, who is named Torahund. Although he's kind of a orcish undead skeleton in EverQuest 2. Close enough, right? If I drew the Torahund from EverQuest, it would probably wind up looking about like this. That's probably a good indicator of my artistic talent. Right there. A snowman with a pumpkin head, with stick arms.